There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think a fall angel just walked by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my there goes a sight. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul.
One, two, three, jump!
Get wild.
Chiefs Kingdom. It's time for All Chiefed Up with your hosts, Steve and Mike Williams.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up, the best damn Kansas City Chiefs podcast in the kingdom.
Chiefs Kingdom. What's up, baby? Noah Gray here, tight end for your Kansas City Chiefs. You're listening to All Chiefed Up with Mike and Steve Williams.
Chiefs Kingdom.
What's up, everybody?
It's Tuesday. It's 3:20 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 2:20 p.m. Central in KC. The Chiefs are finally making some roster moves, Steve. We had to jump on here. We had to talk about it. There's been some wild stuff happen today so far.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's hang out here, and we're going to ride it out with you. We're going to see what this final 53-man roster looks like. So as it develops, we'll be posted. And until then, let's talk about what's happened already, Mike.
Yeah, man. The Chiefs have made a few moves. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Let's just go through here, and we'll just do it this way. It's going to be easier, probably. Okay, can you see this? It says, so far, the Chiefs have traded away Amir Smith-Marset. A lot of people are like, Amir Smith-Marset should have made the team. Me and Steve didn't think there was a way he could make the team, did we, Steve? Like, no, I feel like the 7 was set.
I think anybody that wasn't like just hoping and praying knew that it wasn't happening.
Right.
Like, it's just all there is to it. Like, Amir Smith-Marset played great in the preseason. Once again, it was a preseason. I think they already had 7 wide receivers set that they knew they had to take. I mean, we've been talking about that for months. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the way it needed to be. Sorry, I'm trying to get my mic going. It was jacked up a little loud right there, man. Sorry for blowing your guys' ears. It looks like the Chiefs have cut and waived Phil Hoskins, Joshua Kando, Shelton, Bush, Cook, Reese Taylor, Echo Boyd-Doe, Cole Christensen, and then we'll talk about the trade they acquired here in a few minutes. But, Steve, we put Joshua Kando on the 53-man projection.
Right.
That's what we decided. We both did it ourselves. I did Herring, you did Kando. We talked about it. We were like, look, let's just do it both. Because at first, I was a big proponent of, I thought they were going to bring in Danny Shelton and have him on the 53. The more I watched the development of the preseason and the games and everything, I didn't think Shelton deserved to be on the squad. Could he still be? Possibly. He could be one of those cut bringbacks. But I thought Shelton was a little weak, and so we just decided to take both Kando and Herring and let Kando maybe get that extra 6 games to see if he could develop. Little did we know they were going to go outside of the roster, and they were going to go trade the Raiders of all teams, a division rival, the most hated team we can think of, and they would get Neil Farrell Jr. out of LSU, defensive tackle, and that's where they would knock Kando off the roster right there. So we lost Kando, but we didn't really have anybody to choose from, like, because we didn't know this guy existed on Brett Veach's radar.
Well, I mean, we kind of knew he was on his radar. I actually thought that they were going to draft him. I thought that the Chiefs were going to go after Neil Farrell Jr. in the draft last year. So I think he was on their radar, but we'd kind of all but forgotten about him. If it wasn't for the Chris Jones holdout, do you think this trade would have still happened? Or do you think it's a direct response to we're still a little bit unsure with what's going on with Chris Jones?
I don't know if it has anything to do with Chris Jones. I think our pass rush just needs a little help. Our defensive interior needed help. I just didn't think Danny Wise was cutting it. I thought Shelton kind of just didn't get to where they wanted him to get to. Noddy is still on a 1-year deal, and this could still signify maybe Noddy gets a surprise cut today. Who knows? But right. I don't see that happening per se, but yeah, they made the trade here. They thought they needed a defensive interior guy. A lot of people's like, we don't know who that was. We don't know about him. A few guys here at All Chiefed Up were mocking him to us last year, and we were big on Neil Farrell Jr. out of LSU. I got a little clips for you, Steve. Why don't you see who this guy is?
But just to get through him, at round 7, pick 233, I do have the Chiefs taking Neil Farrell Jr., defensive insider from LSU. Love Neil Farrell Jr. You've heard us talk about him. His draft stock has fallen. I'm not sure why. I really don't think he'll be in round 7, but I keep seeing it. So if he's there at pick 233 in round 7, take it, Brett Veach. You have to. This guy looks like a monster on the inside. Him inside of there with Chris Jones would just be fantastic. I think it would be great. Farrell, he has the ability to just completely overpower an offensive lineman and push him into the backfield. He disrupts run gaps. He's a big guy. And if he's tied up in a block, he's strong. He can reach out and grab a dude with one arm and just slam him to the ground like it's no problem. So if you watch his tape, he's fun to watch. I think he'd be a great pick there.
What was that about?
Weird.
What was that about?
Why did I look so weird? I was a baby just a year
That
ago.
was literally, I want to say, probably like one of the first 6, 7 videos we ever released on YouTube. You could tell, you could just tell.
You could just tell, yeah.
But either way, we were onto this guy. We did the same thing with Kennard. There was a lot of guys, like we always say, we dig into the draft. We call these things out, and people just kind of look at us like we're crazy and go on and tell us what we don't know. It's kind of funny, but yeah, man, Will Farrell, I think he could.
Neil Farrell,
not Will Farrell. Neil Farrell, he could probably.
I wish Will Farrell was playing for the Chiefs.
What do you think this guy gets in life? Do you think people go around calling him Will Farrell? Probably.
It probably happens every once in a while, right? No, but I think it's a good acquisition. He didn't do much with the Raiders in his rookie season, but I mean, playing for the Raiders, bro. But in college,
that's kind of my thing.
In college, the guy looked great. Like I was saying on that clip from a year ago, he's just a big dude. He can eat space. He can do all the things that Danny Shelton or Derek Nottie and all those guys can do. But it looked like he offered you more than that. If you just look at his college tape, he could get after the quarterback. Granted, he did, like I said, last year he didn't do hardly anything with the Raiders. But I don't really know how many snaps he got or how many opportunities he got last year either. I have not dug into that, but I think it's a good acquisition. And I was thinking about it. This trade could have went down regardless of the Chris Jones situation.
Yeah.
I think they might have had their eye on him. I thought they did a year ago, so maybe they still did. You notice Brett Veach doesn't just count someone out. When he likes somebody, even if they get drafted to another team, he keeps his eye on them.
Yeah.
Richie James.
Agreed.
Kadarius Toney. Like he'll keep his eye on them and he'll look for his opportunity to swing in and get them. So I think that could be the case here. But I think Joshua Kando was the casualty of the Neil Farrell trade, is what I think. They cut him or waived him, sorry, and then went ahead and made that trade. And I think that's what happened there. Otherwise, I think if that trade hadn't gone down, I still don't think Danny Shelton makes the squad regardless. And I think that Kando probably would have stayed on. The thing about it is Joshua Kando, man, we almost didn't put him on our 53-man roster just because we've been talking about how it's time for a change right there because he hasn't done anything yet.
Right. We've been
he's
talking
had
about
his time.
Yeah.
But when it come down to it, though, it was like, dude, they've been pretty stubborn on this guy so far. He's got potential. And the way that we kind of did the 53-man roster, we thought we left a spot open there that could be for him. Or if they took 5 linebackers, Jack Cochran. We decided to go with the defensive end route. Of course, no one saw the trade coming, so that was a little curveball. Another trade that we haven't talked about yet. Amir Smith-Marset was traded to the Carolina Panthers for an exchange of 7th-round picks. I did put a poll up. A lot of you people have already voted on it. If you haven't, vote on that real quick. Let us know if you're a fan of that trade or not. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had Subway right before I got on here, and it's killing me. I'm a fan. We knew he wasn't going to make the 53-man. So why not get something in exchange? Because if we went to waivers, somebody's going to grab him, obviously. If somebody was willing to make a trade for him. So, I mean, why not get something? I think that was a smart move by Brett Veach. I liked it. It was the first thing I saw when I woke up this morning. It was like, well, they got an early start today. Check this out. Right. But personally, I like it. I don't think he was ever going to crack the wide receivers. I don't think he was going to get in that top 7. I know a lot of people, Mike, they got real horned up about him. They got they saw a couple of good preseason games against some 4s and 3s and 4s, and they thought that he was some kind of groundbreaking receiver. It just wasn't the case. I mean, you had to look at it objectively. So I've seen some overreactions. It's a overreaction Tuesday.
Yeah, there's been a few overreactions.
Yeah, there was a guy on there. This is the worst wide receiver move we've made since Jonathan Baldwin. Because Amir Smith-Marset is a special receiver. And a lot of people liked that. They were, had the same sentiment. And my question to them is, why were you not so mad about Amir Smith-Marset being this special, amazing receiver, and we just let him sit on the practice squad last year and didn't use him? Like, why is it all of a sudden a thing? It's because you saw a couple good plays in a preseason game. You're not gonna fool me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, I think the big one on the list, by the way, besides Kane Doe and Shelton, is got to be Deion Bush. A lot of people thought Deion Bush was going to make the team. I'd seen everybody saying we're taking 5 safeties. We were one of the only ones that I've found so far, Steve, that said we were taking 4. And a lot of people was putting Bush on there. And we even took heat. Everybody was coming on here and they were saying, what are you guys doing? You're cutting off our special teams guys. What's a special teams
I saw
guy?
that.
Like, you don't have just players like that. You just, I mean, I'm sure that it helps you make the team, but they're just not like, they're not going to just
could be a bonus,
Bush
but
for a special
the
team.
only 3 people
only.
that are put on a roster specifically for special teams is your kicker, your punter, and your long snapper. That is it. Like, no one else is making the roster purely off of special team ability.
Right.
It's just a waste of a roster spot if you do that. Because guess what? If you have the ability to be one of the best 53 players on the team, no matter what position you play, you can play special teams too. Whether they want to do it or not, you can do it. So, I mean, that's just like a weird thing to me. Like I said, or like you said, Mike, I think that it does like help someone stock a little bit. Like, I might be able to make this squad because I also offer special teams abilities. But that's as far as it goes. And I don't think that plays just a whole hell of a lot into it sometimes. I think that's overstated sometimes. I think people talk about it too much. And really, I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it makes that much of a difference either. We got Gil with a 20 bomb.
Gil with a 20 bomb, baby. What's up, Gil?
We appreciate you, Gil.
Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. I think Gil's pumped. Justin Ross.
Gil liking it so
roster.
far? Gil, let us know in the comments. Are you liking what you see so far? Like I said, we are going to try to keep you all posted as this stuff comes out. So I'll if you see me looking off into oblivion, I'll probably be
We're trying
searching X and everything else.
We're grabbing some info for everybody if we can. I
got a new one here. Are you guys ready for this? We actually missed something else on this 53-man roster, Mike.
What is it?
The Chiefs release quarterbacks Shane Buechele and Chris Oladukin. Per sources, very interesting roster decisions, and raises a question of what is the plan behind Patrick Mahomes. That was Aaron Wilson at NFL 3 minutes ago.
So Oladukin has now been dropped with Shane Buechele. Steve, everybody in Chiefs Kingdom said Shane Buechele was the number 2. What happened?
Hey, I'll tell you what happened. First of all, y'all put some legendaries and some boom shakalakas in the chat for Gil for his awesome support. Appreciate you, Gil. And man, I don't know. I know they have that rule now where you can have 3 dress and they don't count against the game day roster. If the third one's dress, it doesn't count, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, you have to have them on the 53-man roster to use that. Correct?
Yeah.
So we thought that they would go with 3 for sure. Blaine Gabbert was definitely the second best quarterback on the team.
You know what this means?
What?
This could mean that they had to try to make a spot for Cochran. We could have been right. Cochran could have been off the team, and they may have put Cochran back on now and taken the 2.
There's no telling what they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if you don't see another trade from Brett Veach before the day is over. Like, I would not be surprised whatsoever. So, I mean, just we'll keep you posted, but keep your eyes peeled because I think something like that could happen. I'm not saying it will, but Brett Veach does things like this. And, yeah, man, I think it just what it boils down to is Blaine Gabbert outright won the QB2 battle in the preseason. Shane Buechele had an amazing game against the Arizona Cardinals, but he turned around the next game and proved why Blaine Gabbert needed that QB2 spot. Because Shane Buechele is a little bit of a loose cannon sometimes. He doesn't make the best decisions. He forces things. Blaine Gabbert's more of I'm going to settle this offense in. We're going to do what we got to do. We're not going to be, too crazy. We're going to be a little conservative. But guess what? If there's a deep shot open, Blaine Gabbert has the arm. He's got really good arm. He can take a shot, those long balls. We've seen him do it the preseason. I think he just outright won that over Shane Buechele, and I think that's why he didn't make the roster. And he's also, Mike, it could be because they had to take 7 wide receivers. Any casualty on this roster right now could be because they had to take 7 wide receivers when they normally don't. I'll go ahead and give that spot to, say, the fullback spot that they're not filling this year. And I still think they only take 3. Still think they only take 3 tight ends.
Here's what I think they're doing with Buechele and Oladukin. I think what they've done is they didn't see a big difference between Oladokin and Bichelle, to be honest. I really don't think they've seen a big difference. I think they're going to let them see if they can go through waivers, and if one of them gets smoked, they're going to get the other one back, and vice versa. I just don't think that Andy thought that either could compete with Gabbert this season. This is now Bichelle's second or third year with us. He's not taking the necessary steps. And I just think that they're like, look, we'll throw him out there. If he gets poached, he gets poached. And if not, we'll bring one back. That's the way it is. We got a 10 bomb from Scott. Scott with a 10 bomb.
Yeah, baby. Appreciate you, Scott.
Appreciate you, Scott. How are you liking the cut down day? This is cut day, ladies and gentlemen. This is like a holiday. Scott, how you liking the cuts? With the 10 bomb, I think that means you're a little pumped. Throw some catch-ups and some legendaries in the chat for Scott.
Absolutely. Appreciate the support, Scott. Thanks a lot, man. Man, the thing about today, a day like today where they cut these guys, it's kind of like a bittersweet day. Like we finally get to see the 53-man roster, but man, it's a rough day for a lot of these guys that put their heart and soul into this over the entire offseason. And sometimes it's their whole careers are pending on something like this. And a lot of them get that call today, man, and that's a little depressing.
Is this a product of what we talked about on the podcast yesterday, Steve? Are they looking? Thanks again, Scott. By the way, are they looking to bring in Carson Wentz? Is this something they're maybe considering?
Why would they? I mean, I don't understand it. Maybe I didn't think, Mike. We talked about this months ago. We had a whole video about it. If you guys want to wade back through our videos, which we put out a lot, so good luck. But I think Carson Wentz was actually on a thumbnail. But if you go back and check that out, we talked about this months ago, and I didn't think that he fit then. It's not that he wouldn't fit with the offense. I think he'd be fine, but it's more of, do we need him? Why would we need to pay a backup quarterback what Carson Wentz would garner as far as salary goes? And is he really that much different than a Blaine Gabbert? Let's be honest.
Right.
So I still think that's where we're sitting today, man. I don't see the use for something like Carson Wentz. I think we have a lot of money issues elsewhere. We don't need to overpay for a QB2.
Right. I think the way the roster is constructed this year and the way we're going to look, I think it makes sense to take 2. We went ahead and took 3. We took Bichelle because we thought, to use that rule and all that stuff, and we just thought they would stick with Bichelle a little bit. Again, I think it come down to Oladokin and Bichelle, and they just didn't have a preference, and they're going to let them see who goes, and somebody's coming back to the practice squad. That's the way they're going to do it. I think Juan Thornhill should probably reach out to Bichelle and apologize because I think he may have got him cut after the pick 6 the other day. But I'll say this. I'm not too surprised with the Chiefs taking 2. I know that we took 3, but I'm not super, super, super surprised. I'm kind of excited to see where Shane Bichelle's going to get picked up because I do think somebody will put a claim in on him. Will it be the Cardinals again? I know Cliff Kingsbury's not there. But they've already announced they're a dumpster fire. They're getting rid of McCoy. I don't know if they're going to let Kyler Murray play. Like, it's an obvious tank job they're pulling in Arizona, but
yeah, for sure.
They got to see Shane Bichelle firsthand. 10 for 10. Touchdown.
Right, and they're the ones that tried to poach him, like you were saying, man. That's a team that was looking at him. So they actually went out and cut Colt McCoy, and Josh Dobbs. Is that who they end up? That's who's going to end up starting this season for them. It's QB1. Something's up with Kyler Murray. I think his sports bra was cutting off circulation to his man boobs.
Right. So why don't they bring in Bichelle right now then? I think
they
Bichelle
could.
Gives them a chance to, but do they want to win? Bichelle gives them a chance to win.
I don't think Bichelle gives them a chance to win, but it gives them a chance to be competitive. There's very few quarterbacks. There's very few quarterbacks that I think you could pull into Arizona right now and make them a winning franchise.
Oh, yeah, for sure. P-Water with a 2 bomb. He says, I see a Jones deal by tonight morning. Thoughts from your lips to God's ears, but I don't know. I don't know. It has been abnormally quiet on the Chris Jones front, and they've got to make a decision here. They've got 21 minutes. Are they going to put Chris Jones on the 53, or are they going to put him on the did not report list? They've got 21 minutes.
I kind of had this feeling this morning that we might hear about an extension by the end of the day. I wasn't like I didn't feel great about it, but I just had that thought in my head. Like, we could maybe see this today. We do know he was in town on Saturday. I think he lives in Overland Park somewhere anyway, or somewhere close to there. So not saying that it means a whole lot that he was spotted in town this weekend, but his agents were too. which means they were obviously having conversations with Brett Veach. Why else are they all hanging out here? So I thought maybe we got that report from Jeremy Fowler that said that things had got worse.
Yes, Jeremy Fowler.
That he had heard that. So we thought, well, they were all there Saturday, so maybe he had a good source. But at the same time, it could go the other way. They could go ahead and get something done because they've been working on it, right? I just think all the talk about no conversations and it was a complete standstill, I don't think are true. I think they were trying to get something done. By
the way, the Chiefs have to make, I want to say somewhere around 25 to 30 more moves they've got left to pull here in the next 20 minutes. So it's going to be a chaotic 20 minutes. So stick with us. If you're here and you're new to the channel, hit that sub button, click that bell. If you love the Chiefs, if you like talking about the Chiefs, if you like listening to the podcast style where we're going to hash it out, we're going to talk to you. We got a good crew over here, the ACU crew. Get in the chat, talk to them. But hit that sub button, click that bell. And by the way, we only got 50 likes in here. What is going on, guys? That's weak. We got 198 watches, so let's go ahead and just click that like button for us. Let's throw that out. Jared Sapp is reporting right now that it looks to me the Chiefs have traded a 6th-round pick to pay Neil Farrell a non-guaranteed $870K salary with a $1.165 million salary to Danny Shelton that becomes guaranteed week 1. Farrell also comes with 2 more years of cheap control. So it's looking like they're going to give 1.165 away to Shelton. That's what he would have been costed this year. And they're going to give Farrell 870. So they saved maybe $250,000 off the move.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think that Neil Farrell Jr. is any. I'm not saying Danny Shelton's a bad player, but I don't know how to say this without just sounding like that. I don't think Neil Farrell Jr. is any worse than Danny Shelton. Like, is he better? That's up for debate. He's a young guy. He needs some work, this and that. And Danny Shelton was a high-level player when he first came in the league, Mike.
Right.
So it's like I'm not throwing shade there by saying that, but I don't think Neil Farrell's a step back by any means. So I think actually, getting younger at that position and having all that, about the same caliber player right now, but he's got a higher ceiling. So I think it was a good move.
We got some more breaking news here. Schefter now reports another trade. The Broncos trade Albert Okwingagbana, whatever his name is, from Mizzou. They were supposed to have cut him earlier today. They said they were releasing him.
I thought that too, and I thought, man, that would be kind of a good target for the Chiefs.
They held off on the cut, and they have now traded him for a 7th-round pick to the Eagles. Oh, no.
Imagine that.
No, they get a 7th round and Albert, and then the Eagles are sending a 6th-round pick. So that's crazy, but if he would have hit the, being a Mizzou guy, if he'd have hit that waiver wire.
I think we would have took a look at him.
Especially with us not maybe bringing back Jody Fortson at some point. That would have been huge. I'm kind of wondering if Brett Veach may have had his hand in that deal too. But you do have to remember, if you made a trade for a guy like this, or you go out and you claim a guy off waivers, you must initially drop somebody off the 53. You cannot put them to a practice squad. It isn't go waive and bring to a practice squad. So if they would have made the trade for Albert, somebody would have got cut instantly. It would have had to have happened. That's why Kando's gone right now.
Right.
That's why Kando's gone. They just could not get Kando in with the new defensive tackle. And again, that could be Shelton as well. We just didn't think Shelton was going to make the team anyway. We could be wrong. I mean, whatever. But we had Kando, and then Kando gets cut, and they make the trade. That's who they dropped to make room for the big defensive tackle from LSU. He played at LSU with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So, I mean, he's kind of familiar. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he could be the new running back.
If you're just joining us, we appreciate you stopping in. I'm just going to give everybody a quick update. As of right now, the Kansas City Chiefs have traded away wide receiver Amir Smith-Marset to the Carolina Panthers for an exchange of 7th-round picks, right?
Yeah.
Then,
okay, people had questions about that, Steve. They're asking, did we get multiple picks?
No.
We just are trading conditionals.
Conditionals. We're trading conditionals.
Just swapping them.
Just swapping them out. So basically, we're getting a better pick in the 7th round. And I'll touch on this more in just a second, but I'm going to go ahead and update the rest of everybody what's happened.
Yes.
Cut and waived. Defensive tackle Phil Hoskins. Defensive end Joshua Kando. Defensive tackle Danny Shelton. Safety Deion Bush. Safety Anthony Cook. Cornerback Reese Taylor. Cornerback Echo Boyd-Doe. Linebacker Cole Christensen. Quarterback Shane Buechele. quarterback Chris Oladokin. I can't say that guy's name.
Oladokin,
sure. And offensive tackle Sebastian Gutierrez. And they also acquired, which we were talking about, defensive tackle Neil Farrell Jr. in a trade from the Las Vegas Raiders for a 6th-round pick. Okay, back to Amir Smith-Marset, Mike.
Yes.
A lot of people's like, well, that makes no sense. Like, that's just stupid. We got fleeced and blah, blah, blah. First of all, the fact that you got anything out of Amir Smith-Marset is a win because he wasn't making the roster.
Right.
We knew he wasn't making the roster. Like I said earlier, you just had to be you had to be a little too hopeful to think that he was going to make this squad, right?
Yeah, he was okay. Look, he had a good preseason. I don't want to. He's a good receiver. He had a good preseason. He's still done it against 3s and 4s, and people were saying, "Look, how do you say Deneric Prince looked good the other night against the 4th?" Okay, well, how do you think Amir Smith-Marset looked against the 3rd? How can you say?
Well, here's the thing. Here's a difference too. Like, if anybody deserves to be playing 3s and 4s, it's Deneric Prince, the UDFA.
Poverty.
Well, that's just wrong.
They're
not even on the same level of receiver.
Some perspective, guys.
Yeah. I mean, you can love Amir Smith-Marset because he had a couple of good preseason games, but he's not the same tier receiver as Rashee Rice.
No,
not even close. And here's my thing about what I was trying to say. They're like, "Oh, you didn't really get anything." Right. Well, we got a better 7th-round pick. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Brett Veach tends to hit on 7th-round picks. We got Isaiah Pacheco from the 7th round. We got Jalen Watson from the 7th round. You can keep going. We got a lot of good players from the 7th round. So, yeah, that's something. We got a better shot of Brett Veach getting who he wants in the 7th round of the draft next year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's just another pick to play with. And Amir Smith-Marset, by the way, he sat on our practice squad. That's all he was good for. And now you've traded him into a pick. That's a win. That's a win for Brett Veach. I don't care what anybody calls it. It's a win. Poverty says you can't be called a receiver if you have stone hands. Okay.
So if you dropped a ball ever, you can't be a receiver.
Right. So poverty is the word.
Jamar Chase was poverty.
Poverty, are you a troll? Are you?
I think so.
I'm almost positive he's not even a
He also said that we were going to sign Carson Wentz, so I think he's trolling.
I mean, they could still do something dumb like that. Who knows? But I just don't see it happening.
Poverty wants the Chiefs to become a poverty franchise with making bad moves, I think.
Yeah, he's trying to get the poverty franchise going. Steve, a lot of people are crying about it, though. They're saying, look, we got some new ones coming
up. Got an update?
We got an update. Some of Chiefs Kingdoms might not like this one. Chiefs are expected to waive Deneric Prince, a source said, who really was a camp surprise as an undrafted free agent. Crowded backfield with Pacheco, C.H. McKinnon. Waivers claims run tomorrow at noon. Practice squad shortly after.
Ooh.
So Adam Kaplan, NFL, is saying that the Chiefs are expected to waive Deneric Prince. Steve, we said that. We went ahead and took P-Ryan on our our 53 man.
I said it on the video podcast, guys. I didn't feel comfortable about taking P-Ryan over Prince, just because of Prince's, ceiling is really high, and I think it still is. I think here's the problem with Deneric Prince. Chiefs Kingdom pumped him up through the roof for absolutely no reason. Like you can be excited. Well, hold on. You can be excited about it.
Pretty good too.
Yeah, you did, and he is pretty good. But my thing is these guys that we get as UDFAs, that means that all 32 NFL teams passed on this guy 7 freaking times. You can't just come out and think he's the next Adrian Peterson. Like, you have to have some kind of perspective. You have to know that that's BS. Like, there's no way this guy's just going to up and be that great in his rookie season. Like Isaiah Pacheco, getting him in the 7th round and him contributing the way he did last year, that's a rarity. Like, you can't do that all the time. Jalen Watson, rarity. Like, it doesn't happen that often that you get a 7th rounder. Of course, Brett Veach tends to hit more than most people, like I was talking about earlier, but that's just not a thing that happens. And everybody came out and expected this kid, Deneric Prince is going to be great. He's going to be awesome. He's amazing and blah, 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 blah. And I kept saying, pump the brakes just a little bit. Like, he's a project. Hey, he's still a project, and he can still get to that, Mike. I think he can still get to that, but it's going to take some work.
Right. When Dave Tobe announced him as his kick returner, everybody put it in Sharpie. How many times we got to tell you guys, special teams does not contribute that much to – dude, people can play special teams. Again, Deion Bush, big special teams contributor. A lot of people said you should have had Bush on. We don't have nobody to play special teams. Guys, come on. there's backups everywhere. People are going to play. Leo Chanel played special teams last year. I mean, you're going to have Drew Tranquil playing special teams this year.
Mike, I mean, Watson, I could play special teams for the Chiefs if it.
Right, people are going to play special teams. You don't have to have specific players to stay to play special teams. It just don't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen. So I think everybody gets a little.
Here's my question.
About that one.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Do they decide to run with 4 running backs? Because if they don't, then P. Ryan could very well be cut as well.
Right, they could just take 3, but I would think. I'm going to go ahead and say that I do think, Steve, they will take. I mean, yeah, I think they're taking 3. Or 4. I mean, they'll take 4. I believe.
Yeah, I mean that's where we're at. We decided on that they would. So that's what I mean, obviously we're sticking with that. But yeah, I mean that's still a possibility. Just because Prince is getting cut does not mean that P. Ryan's safe. It doesn't mean that. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But it does up his chances tremendously. And yeah. It's crazy. This stuff's going to be funneling in fast, guys, because it's almost that time. It's 9 minutes away from deadline. So, I mean, this should be rolling pretty quick.
Charles Goldman actually just come out and said Prince was waived. P. Ryan may make it. Not long now. So people are still on the he may make it category. So we're not still writing them in because, like we said, you can overvalue preseason games a lot. Amir Smith-Marset was big time overvalued. You all got to remember this. We were wanting to put him on. We had comments saying he was the second best receiver on the team.
Absolutely.
And like I said, he looked good. But again, at the end of the day, he was traded for a swap of 7ths, which shows you that the GMs of the NFL didn't look at that guy and be like, wow, world beater. Somebody would have given us a 3rd-round pick for as high as everybody.
Mike, could you imagine? Could you imagine the damage Richie James would have done if they would have left him out there for 2 quarters against the 3s and 4s every game?
Right, and I'd seen people saying Amir Smith-Marset was more impressive than Richie James. It's like, well, Richie James didn't even get to play
against that same competition. Richie James would have lit it up even more than Amir Smith-Marset because he's a better receiver.
Right, it's going to be the cream rises to the top. You guys got to trust. We're all about trusting Veach until it's time to trust Veach, and then everybody gets a little wild with it.
I don't know if I can trust a guy that tucks his T-shirts into his basketball shorts, though.
Do you think the big news they were going to announce today was Garth Brooks? Garth Brooks might make the 53-man roster. You think that might have been the big Garth Brooks announcement at the K?
No, I'd rather have Chris Gaines. He's a little more edgy.
Chris Gaines reminds me of like a backup quarterback that kind of just sucks. He's like a gunslinger, you know? And Garth Brooks is like that lineman.
So hopefully within the next 8 minutes, we should have word on the 53-man roster if Chris Jones is going to a did not report list.
Right. We're 8 minutes away. 25 moves to make, guys.
Hefe Bichelle might not be going to the practice squad.
He could. Let's hope he does.
He could, but he might not be.
Right.
Somebody could grab him. I mean, like we were talking about, someone like Arizona, who's obviously playing the quarterback shuffle over there.
Right. But like I said, they may not want to waste anything on Bichelle. But if you do go get Bichelle off waivers and you can put in a claim for him, that does kind of make it look like you're not trying to tank, even though you can still be trying to
where's
tank.
Kingsbury at? Did he take a job with anybody?
No, that poor boy went on a wellness retreat.
Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know if he ever came back and took a job.
I don't think he's ever coming back.
So maybe Arizona don't look at him because I think that was a Cliff Kingsbury thing. I think he liked Shane
Right,
Bichelle.
that's what I said too.
Yeah.
You think I wouldn't mind if Cliff Kingsbury came back to coaching? I wouldn't mind if the Chiefs made a spot for him. He was with
not at all.
College.
Not at all.
I wouldn't be upset with that.
I wouldn't give him the reins to the offense or anything like that by any means, but some sort of a job would be okay.
Yeah, that's been handled, but I would take something. Scott asked, is the Lions game going to be a track meet scoring test? Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I think if our defense is a crapshoot until Chris Jones comes back, in my opinion. You could get a great defense. You could get a sorry defense. You never know. Brian Parrott says, I think Veach's production is declining.
Well, it's hard to say until the season takes place, right? A lot of people thought that last season, and then they won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, Brian.
She says everybody was calling for Veach's job when we traded Hill.
Is this Julia Gulia again?
I don't know.
Did you change your name on us again, Julia Gulia?
Back. No, I don't know. Yogi says, hit the like button, boys and girls. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. We're 15 away from 100. There's 248 in here. We appreciate you being here. smash that like so it goes out to more Chief fans. If you are a Chief fan and you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that sub button for us. We're trying to get to 20K before the season's over, and we can't do it unless you help us do it. But yeah, we just talked about the Chiefs here. As you can tell right now, since it is 2:55 p.m. Central Time, 3:55 Eastern,
man.
And we got 5 minutes left. What is going to be put down in the comments who you guys think might be the craziest, what might be the craziest move we're going to see in the next few minutes.
Yeah. I want to know what you guys think.
By the way, from all the cuts, Steve, before you say that, we did not congratulate who did make the roster besides Justin Ross that we know. But it looks like B.J. Thompson, the rookie, is going to get on the roster. And we said it, and a lot of people were writing him off.
Maybe. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. But
don't be jumping the gun now.
He's getting congratulatories over on X.
But that'd be awesome because I think he's got a lot of talent and a lot of upside. So I'm good with that. And if you guys are just joining, once again, I'm going to run over this real quick because the rest of it's getting ready to start pouring in. But Amir Smith-Marset, wide receiver, was traded to the Carolina Panthers this morning for a trade of conditional 7th-round picks. Phil Hoskins, defensive tackle, defensive end Joshua Kando, defensive tackle Danny Shelton, safety Deion Bush, safety Anthony Cook, cornerback Reese Taylor and Echo Boy-Doe, linebacker Cole Christensen, quarterbacks Shane Buechele and Chris Heidukin, and offensive tackle Sebastian Gutierrez and running back Deneric Prince have all been cut / waived. And then we acquired Neil Farrell Jr., defensive tackle from the Las Vegas Raiders for a 6th-round pick. And that's where we're sitting at right now, and I'm sure something's getting ready to come in.
Yep, we got one. Sam McDowell on screen. The Chiefs have cut Daniel Wise, defensive tackle out of Kansas.
Okay, that's
according to
that was expected. Nothing crazy there.
It was, but I mean, it was something new.
Danny Wise did his job. He came in to basically be the scout, Chris Jones. I hate to say that about somebody. That's basically what he did. Was he played the part of Chris Jones during camp? Yeah. So it is what it is.
So are we more? What's the more shocking wave here? Not because, or the more shocking cut in general. Not because of Shane Buechele's talent in comparison to, say, a Deneric Prince. But which one shocks you a little more? The fact that they cut Prince or they cut Buechele and they're not going to take 3 quarterbacks, or the fact that they just got rid of Prince? Because
honestly,
I'm assuming they think he's going to clear waivers.
I think so. Neither of them super shock me, but I think they're both equally detrimental, I guess, if you could even say that. I don't think either of them's detrimental, but I think it's an equal thing, right? We already knew Blaine Gabbert was going to be QB2. I knew it wasn't going to be Shane Buechele. And then Deneric Prince, I think he's a project. He's got a lot of work to do. So neither of them super surprising. But I just wanted to say real quick, we're up to 373 in here. If you guys could hit that like button for us real quick, that would go a long way. It just takes a second, and we'd appreciate that.
Yeah, Thomas says, thanks for all the research y'all put out. No problem, man. We're just scouring the internet, so you guys don't have to. That's about it. You just come sit in one place, relax, have some snacks,
we can talk
watch
about
some
this
TV,
stuff.
talk about it, and that's all we're doing. A lot of people are kind of talking about. Jan actually brings it up right here. Thanks, Jan. She just read my mind. Washington cut Marcus Kemp. A lot of people are asking if the Chiefs might look into doing that or bringing him to the practice squad. That's always a possibility.
Washington also cut Derek Gore earlier.
Right. So it sounds to me like in KC, we had a few guys, Kemp, Gore. It's practice squad. Chiefs Kingdom falls in love with some of these practice squad fringe players.
Right.
And we just don't want to let them go. And it's just one of those things, man. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, brother. He says, what's up, ACU crew?
I see there's another one in here. Pono says that the Chiefs are going to sign Wentz. There's a few people who think the Chiefs are going to sign Carson Wentz. Personally, I do not. If they do, I don't understand it. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's money we don't need to spend. We don't have money anyway. We're still trying to figure out how to sign our practice squad.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Gary Odom says, nice show, guys. I'm adding you to RGR and Locked On Chiefs. Appreciate you. Those are podcast-style shows, so we fit right in. There you go. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, guys, we're at 120 likes. Let's get that up. Let's go to 150. If we get it up to 150, 200 likes a day, let's go 150. We'll give you guys a signed poster for All Chiefed Up.
We'll give away
an
one.
All Chiefed Up poster.
Not everybody in here. We don't have that.
Not everybody in here. We're going to give away one. Sorry. Sorry that come out wrong. We're not going to give away 385 of them, but Yeah, if we can get to 150 likes, so go ahead and hit that like button. We'll give away a signed poster. Appreciate you guys for being here too. Steve, we're 1 minute away. We're 1 minute away. And
I know. I'm expecting to be seeing some stuff, but they might just pull the Band-Aid off all at one time.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
We have some big one.
Some big one?
The Chiefs plan to keep Cam Jones.
What?
The UDFA from Indiana. Does that mean... Dude, I said Cam Jones was a dark horse, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on it.
So they're taking Jones over Cochran.
Are they going to take Jones over Cochran? Because
they're not keeping six linebackers. There's no way.
Wow. That's crazy. But it's not that crazy, though. Cam Jones is good. Don't get me wrong.
Just a bit of NFL news on the side. No deal. Indianapolis did not find what it felt was a fair value offer for Jonathan Taylor, and it is not trading all-pro running back. League sources tell ESPN. With no trade materializing today, Taylor now is expected to remain on the PUP list and being eligible to play for the first 4 games of the season. So there's that.
Right. That's crazy, man. Cam Jones over Cochran, or as Charles Goldman just tweets, could they keep 6 linebackers? I don't see a world where we should keep 6 linebackers.
I don't know why they would, man. I don't know why they would, but especially like we were talking about, they only felt the need to take 4 last year. And acquiring Drew Tranquill instead of Darius Harris, that's a huge upgrade. So, I mean, now you have 4 better linebackers, and why would they feel the need to take 6? I don't know. I guess it just really depends. This just goes to show you, Mike, that it doesn't matter what position you're playing. If you're one of the best 53 guys on the team, they're going to take you.
Right.
That's what Andy Reid's proven to me since his tenure with Kansas City is no matter what position, how it divvies up, like if you're one of the best 53 players on this team, he's going to make a spot for you.
Right. They're just going to make a spot. And to be honest, I like the pick. Steve, how many times did somebody say, what's a dark horse? And I said Cam Jones. Or
yeah,
Isaiah
Mike,
Moore.
You've been on Cam Jones, Isaiah Moore. Of course, Isaiah Moore ended up getting
I'm not the only one, by the way. I want to give a shout out to, it was either Jan, I think it was Jan, who actually said that she put him on
Cam
hers
Jones
as well. I think it was Jan. If it's not Jan, Jan gets a shout out for no reason, but I'm pretty sure it is Jan.
Yeah.
She said she liked that one.
Hey, we just hit 400 in the room right now. Hit the like button for us. Once we get to 150, we're going to give away a signed poster. And then in intervals of 50, every 50 likes after that, we'll give away another signed poster. So take 2 seconds and go hit that like button for us.
Yeah. Thomas Watson said, is this all for making room to pay Chris Jones?
I don't know if anything makes room to pay him. Like that's just something they got to get worked out. But which most of what Chris Jones is, that's the thing about it. You don't have to make money to pay Chris Jones because he's already slated to make $28 million freaking dollars this year. So, I mean, you're just trying to restructure it to get some more money freed up and keep him longer and keep him happy. Yeah, Jan, good job on that. Good call.
Good job, Jan. Jan called it, guys.
We have an awesome ACU crew, Mike. They know their stuff.
Yeah.
They a lot of them do. Now every once in a while we'll get the troll in here talking about how Amir Smith-Marsette's better than Rashee Rice, but it happens.
Right. Well, we've got some news, guys, and Steve's not going to like it. I'm not going to like it. The Chiefs have cut Khalif Hallisey.
Why?
That is maybe the one most strange move I've seen so far, and that might mean Boodle has made this roster, Steve.
Why in the living hell would they do that?
I do not understand. This has got to be the most perplexing one I have seen so far. Are they only going to take 5 corners? And they're just going to take Nick Jones? I wouldn't think you take 5 corners.
I feel like he was the 5th best corner on the team.
Me too. I don't like this one at all. I think this is a miss. Could this be something where they bring him? Well, no. He's got to clear waivers.
He's not going to clear waivers.
No. I mean, okay, look. He could clear waivers. He could, but I'm going to give it like 10%.
He's not going to. They just gave away a good cornerback.
They just gave away a great corner right there.
Yeah, that was
why
dumb.
did they do this is what I want to know. Like,
especially when, like, do you think they're really planning on trying to
Jones?
Are they really? That's odd too. But do you think they're really planning on trying to pay L'Jarius Sneed or extend him? Because otherwise, why would you let Khalif Hallisey off your squad?
I don't know. So maybe this all. Look, Brian says cutting Halsey is universally stupid. It is. Jan, knife to the heart.
That's dumb. It just makes no sense.
JT
Obviously,
says
these
no
guys
Khalif.
know. Obviously, these guys know more than we do about what's going on. But at the same time,
that one hurts, man.
That's just, in my opinion, that's a miss, big time. Like that's a blown opportunity. Yeah. The Chiefs have cut running back LaMichael Pirine, a source has told the Star.
Whoa.
31 seconds ago from Sam McDowell. So, yeah, PP on the PP is
what
out.
Have we done?
Khalif Hallisey is out. Dude, it's so much for feeling kind of confident about how they were going to go about this 53-man roster because they have absolutely just massacred this today.
So, wait a second. So, they've taken the extra I can't even spit this out. This is crazy. They've taken the extra linebacker, Cam Jones. We've not heard about cutting Cochran. So they're going to take 6 linebackers, and they're now going to take just 3 running backs. One being Clyde Edwards-Helaire, by the way, which, again, I'm not on the let's kill Clyde Edwards-Helaire hate train, but I'm on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the Kadarius Toney of running backs, and we're not going to have this guy but for, 3 weeks this year. So what is going on here?
They're going to go. Are they going to go 4 tight ends?
Look at the first comment. They're trading for Taylor, LMAO.
Are they going to go with 4 tight ends?
Bushman has to make it. Why would you take another tight end over? Okay, look, I want to be Steve in this poll you got going. Poll is done in the poll.
Yeah,
he's cut it. You put who would you have rather had on this roster, Pirine or Bushman? Because if that's what it come down to,
I got an idea.
I'm curious. We got 420 in here right now. I'm ready to see what's going on, guys. We're at 140 likes. Hit that like button. We need 10 more. We're giving away a signed, all chiefed up poster. We're going to give it away to somebody in the chat. I cannot believe that the Chiefs have cut LaMichael Pirine and Deneric Prince and Khalif Hallisey. Okay, look, Prince, we said they could possibly cut for Pirine, but we didn't think that. Steve, did we ever say they're going to cut them both? I don't.
No. I would have never thought that. I thought they would take 4 running backs, especially with Clyde being the injury-prone guy that he is. And Jerick McKinnon also is. Jerick McKinnon's been known to have injuries throughout his career. I put the poll up. I said, what's the worst cut so far? Your options are Deneric Prince, Khalif Hallisey, LaMichael Pirine. Feel free to vote on that for us. I'd like to see where you guys are at with it. Me personally, Khalif Hallisey's the worst cut so far. What do we got?
Austin Ryder has been cut. So they're going to look to bring him back to the practice squad.
We didn't have him on anyway, so that
we
makes
had
sense.
It. Yep, you're right. Dude, I tell you, I don't know. That poll's tough because Hallisey and Pirine both probably should have made this squad. This is what, again, I don't want to sound like we're on a pedestal or anything, but this is why you can't take the preseason games too seriously.
Right.
The Chiefs kind of already know who they want and who they don't. What we watch during a meaningless preseason game, it gets all of our hopes up and everybody gets on the trains and on the bandwagons. And look, to be honest, life ain't fair. Pirine could have done whatever he wanted, and you're basically out there playing for yourself. You're not playing for the Chiefs. You're playing for yourself because he had to put some good film out. And so did Khalif, and I think they're both getting picked up off the waiver wire. But again, this is why we tell everybody, Amir Smith-Marset, great, gone. Everybody gone. They don't care. They picked whoever. And I'm telling you, if Boodle gets on this team, Steve, there was not a true cornerback competition in camp. So what was the purpose of bringing in Hallisey if there wasn't a true? Because Hallisey beat Boodle to death throughout camp.
There's no possible way that you put Boodle on this roster after you cut Hallisey. If you do, you're an idiot. Like, whoever made that decision should be smacked upside the head.
That's what I'm saying. That's an odd one. Look, if you say it's a free and fair training camp, best guy wins, how did Pirine not make this roster? He was better than Clyde even half the time during the preseason.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about it. This is kind of like Amir Smith-Marset, Mike. He's not better than your top end wide receivers.
Right.
LaMichael Pirine is not better than your 1 and 2 running back. He's just not. So if they don't, like, I'm sorry, he might have performed better than Clyde in the preseason, but that don't mean he's better than Clyde.
Exactly. I understand all
now,
that.
The only thing that this don't make sense with, honestly, to me, is Khalif. I feel like Khalif Hallisey was your 5th best cornerback.
So
without a doubt.
So they're making room for a 4th tight end. Even though we thought they should have only took 3, it looks like Andy's making room for a 4th tight end.
What's the point of having Matt Bushman on the squad?
Well, they run a lot of 12 and 13 personnel.
What's the point of having Matt Bushman on the squad? I know a lot of you guys like Matt Bushman, and I think he's a fine tight end. He's okay. But what's the point?
Yes, Jared. Prince got cut and P-Ron got cut. They're both out. They're taking 3, it looks like. Unless they got their eyes on somebody else.
Like I said, there still could be some trades coming. You never know.
Sorry, Lewis. I was about ready to rage on you. Hilaire's a bum. That's fine. I'll let you say that. I thought you meant Hallisey. I just read that really quick as Hallisey, and I was like, no, we're not having any Hallisey slander today. Khalif should have made this roster. 100%.
No doubt about it. If anybody got screwed today, it's him.
Yes, Khalif Hallisey earned his way onto this roster today, and they've shipped him.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you earned it, but screw you.
Right. P-Ron earned it. And, okay, I get it. Maybe they don't want to take 4 running backs. Okay, P-Ron's out. But you're going to take 6 corners, and Khalif was one of the best 6. He's got a legit argument.
The only thing we can do is hope and pray that Khalif gets past waivers.
Hefe said Reed's sugar levels are off. Yeah, he may have passed out. Who knows? Sherry says, let's see who gets past waivers. We will. I think there's a small chance Prince and Khalif get through waivers, but I think it's like 10-15% chance.
Brad, we do love Khalif Hallisey way too much, and the reason why is because he was the 5th best cornerback on this roster, 100%. Hands down. I don't care who you are, you're wrong if you say otherwise.
Yeah, he was the 5th, 6th best corner on this roster. I'd let you argue 5th or 6th, but if you're taking 6, and I'll let you say Nick Jones is the other one. Him and Nick Jones.
If you're taking 6 and you didn't take Khalif,
that's my point.
You're really off your rocker.
If you think Boodle is a better corner than Khalif Hallisey, I don't know what you were watching.
Right, and
they already cut Echo Boydo, and they already cut Reese Taylor. So
not to mention, Mike, Khalif's ceiling was way higher.
Right,
like this kid had all the intangibles. Like he had the stuff that you can't coach, the stuff you can't teach.
Yeah, look, California Chief, good point. He says all this, especially with injuries. Sneed's injury.
Yeah, that's my thing.
This is insane. And he's in a contract year in which we don't think they're going to pay him. So is this all trickling back to Chris Jones? Is this a butterfly effect? Do they don't think they can get Chris Jones and now they're going to put their money to Sneed, which knocks Khalif out, which, you know what I'm saying? It's like a butterfly effect here.
This leads me to believe that they could have their eye on Roby.
You think? Yeah, but you have to put in a waiver for him. He's got to come straight in. And what do you think? The Chiefs are the very last team on the waiver wire, by the way. We're 32.
But maybe they have their eye on somebody else. I mean, what other sense does it make right now? Make it make sense, Mike.
I don't know. I'm trying to make it make sense.
There's been a lot of good players. There's been a lot of good players cut today. I wouldn't be surprised to be
just blame Chris Jones.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of players picked up off the waivers for the Chiefs. At least a few. There's been some good ones cut.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens. That's why we're making our 53-man. There's a couple that just seem odd, but we'll see what the Chiefs are going with it. The Patriots, actually, in other news, have waived Khalif Hallisey's college teammates. Bailey Zappi is out in New England. Maybe the Chiefs look to bring him into the practice squad.
It's kind of sad, too, because I think Bailey, when he got his chances, was just as good or better than Mac Jones.
Actually, he's better than Mac Jones. I'd rather have Mac Jones. Or I'd rather have him over Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can find anything else. Still looking. The Chiefs aren't reporting nothing else. So we're 13 minutes past time, and we still probably got another 10, 12, maybe even 15 more moves to make here. So stick with us, guys. We're going to be doing this. Jeremy Gold says B.J. Thompson made it. It's looking more and more like he did.
Yeah, I think
this is also – okay, look, you still got a few. You got B.J. Thompson. Is Malik Herring going to make the squad? They've already cut Kano. Those two were kind of neck and neck. Me and Steve thought those two were neck and neck. Steve likes Kano based off of his side speed RAS. I thought they may take Herring more because they like to kick him inside. I don't know if they're going to take either when it's all said and done.
Nope.
Wait, why's Gary saying I'm wrong?
I don't know. Because you're always wrong, Mike. And Gary.
You're wrong, Mike.
Gary knows it.
Will be hurt more, Clyde or KT? Probably, I don't know. That's a push, man.
That's a coin flip right there,
that's
baby.
A coin toss, bro.
Like that's like a Vegas bet right there. All right. So just quick update before the rest starts pouring in. Amir Smith-Marset out traded to the Panthers. Phil Hoskins, Josh Kando, Danny Shelton, Deion Bush, Anthony Cook, Reese Taylor, Echo Boydo, Cole Christensen, Shane Buechele, Chris Oladukan, Sebastian Gutierrez,
This is like
Generic
an on-running
Prince,
meme.
Daniel Wise, Khalif Hallisey, LaMichael P. Ryan, Austin Ryder, all waived or cut. And defensive tackle Neil Farrell acquired in a trade from the Las Vegas Raiders for a 6th-round pick. That's where we're sitting at, baby. That's what I'm saying. I saw like a satire Twitter where the guy's like, can't believe the Chiefs are so stupid that they put a guy on the roster that didn't even go to the Super Bowl parade because he was salty.
Was that? I don't know if that was a fake Twitter or not.
It was. If I didn't know the account and I didn't know that that's what he did, I would have thought it was real. I ain't gonna lie.
No, now people, it's becoming a thing. Here's another one. If Chiefs fans aren't booing the F out of Clyde every time he steps onto the field this season, you aren't real Chiefs fans.
Why?
Guys, come
what
on,
did?
guys.
Okay.
This is getting crazy.
It's getting out of control. Like I'm all like, if you don't like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, don't like the way he plays, you think he sucks, you think he's a bum, that's cool, that's your opinion. But what did Clyde actually do besides get hurt and not go to the Super Bowl parade that makes people hate his guts so much?
He's injured. Sam McDowell says the Chiefs have cut tight end Kendall Blanton, Blue Springs South product, a
Doesn't
source
surprise me.
for the KC Star. Yeah,
he didn't look good in preseason. He really didn't. He had some drops.
Big old drop there. Yeah, that's another one, but not very surprising. Chiefs Live's in the house. What is up? I can't find it. Everything keeps going crazy. Sorry, here he goes. Chiefs Live says, why did we cut Halsey? Should be on the team over Boodle.
If Boodle makes the squad, like if Boodle don't make the squad and they cut Khalif Halsey, it's still stupid. But if Boodle makes it and they cut Halsey, like they're high. Right. Like straight up. 100%.
What's up, Doug? Good to see you.
What's going on, Doug?
Pono says Kando's cut finally dead weight all these years. Yeah, he had such a like we posted his RAS score. It was like almost a 10.
Yeah, dude,
people were calling him a draft sleeper and everything, and he just never panned out. To me, he don't have enough upper body strength. He just can't do it. And it was time. It was time. We did have him on the 53, but we thought that if the Chiefs stuck with who they had, they may let Kando try for 6 more weeks until Omenihu comes back. But they had Farrell in mind, so they looked outside. I think for me, still one of the biggest ones of this one might be Buechele not getting on, and that's just taking 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs. They must be gearing up to take 4 tight ends, and are they going to take an extra lineman? Maybe they're looking to take an extra offensive lineman. Maybe they want to take Niang and we didn't talk about that one. Maybe they want to take Niang and Prince.
That's a possibility. They might take 10 O-line. Man, I don't know. It's just pretty odd to me so far. I'm not knocking Cam Jones. Congrats for making the squad. I think he's a really good linebacker. But does that seem more valuable to you than Halsey or LaMichael P. Ryan?
Not really. I think
me neither. I'm trying to connect the dots here, and it's not.
The Chiefs only
having a little trouble, Mike.
They took 4 last year. So everybody's like, well, we need a special teams guy. We only took 4 last year.
Right.
Harris beat out Cochran, and they only put Cochran on later in the year. But they only took 4, and Drew Tranquil does play special teams. Leo Chenal does play special teams. There's no drop-off there. So I don't know, man. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a wild one. I just don't – I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Yes, cuts are over. We're just not hearing about them.
They're funneling in slowly.
They're funneling into us slowly through sources and leaks and all sorts of stuff. They just haven't come out and released it. Some of these teams just go right for it, man. Did you see where the Dolphins just released a newspaper clipping that said, here's 15 guys gone. Good luck.
Well, I kind of thought that's what the Chiefs were going to do the way they were acting. I thought they were going to wait till 3 o'clock and be like, bang, here it is. But it's been a little slower. I just wanted to say there's over 150 likes now. We're at like 162, 163, I think. I don't know for sure. So we will be giving away 1 signed poster. After we hit that, I said every 50 interval, we'll give away another signed poster. So hit that like button if you haven't already. We get to 200 likes. We're going to give away another one, 250, another one, 300, another one. There's 450 people in here right now. So if you guys can just take just a split second to go hit that like button for us, that would mean a lot to us and help us out. So please do so. Also, if you're new to the channel and you love the Kansas City Chiefs, hit the sub button because we're always doing content like this. We do a lot of video podcasts. We're getting ready to start doing full-length video podcasts, micro podcasts. We're going to do shorts. We're going to do a lot of live streaming. This is a place to be for the season coming up. So make sure to hit that sub button and hang out with us.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys want, we'll just do a random word in the chat. I think our friend Nightbot can pick winners for us now. I'm almost positive we can just pick winners at random. Says we're going to try it. So if you guys want the poster, everybody in the chat comment. If you want the poster, what's a good word that we want them to comment? A word. We'll do hashtag poster. Just put in hashtag poster.
Nightbot can pick someone randomly?
I'm pretty sure. So let's just try it out. So if you want the poster, I'll start it off. Just put hashtag poster and we'll see if Nightbot can pick the winner for us. If not, we'll go a different route.
Hey, we'll take you up on that, Pono. If the Chiefs don't sign Carson Wentz, what, by the end of the day? Is that when this ends? Just send us a $20 super sticker.
That'll work. I like it. Hashtag poster if you want to be entered into the chance to get a free signed ACU poster. By the way, there's 453 in here, 177 likes. We're going to give another one away at 200. So let's keep hitting that like button too. Guys, we're still looking for stuff. We're still looking for
Malik
stuff on
Cunningham
the wire.
got cut from the Pats as well. They're rolling with nobody but Mac Jones right now.
Dude, Malik Cunningham would be a nice little intriguing practice squad guy.
Yeah, that's a Louisville guy, right? From up the road.
He's from U of L. He's right up the road from us.
He's a little bit of a dual threat guy. He's nothing like Lamar was, but
no, he is a very, very poor man's Lamar. But what I would like to maybe see him on 4th and short, 3rd and short, and maybe put a little crazy stuff in the backfield with him. That might be fun. Hey, but by the way, Oladokin could do that too. He had some wheels, man.
Yeah.
Shane, at the end of the day, I didn't know if Oladokin
can scramble.
Right. But was Oladokin that much worse than Shane Buechele? You said yesterday you thought Shane Buechele was closer than Gabbert to Oladokin. The Chiefs felt opposite, I guess.
Well,
crapshoot out there, baby.
Maybe. Who knows? Let me check and see if anything else has come rolling in.
For sure. Hashtag poster while we're waiting, guys. Hashtag poster if you want a shot at your free poster. Also, hit that like button. We'll give away another one at 200.
And it'll enter you for the rest of them that we give away today.
Yes. So anytime you put hashtag poster, anytime that we do it, it'll have it on there. Still looking, guys. We are still no word on much. I don't know what's happening.
Just a fun fact. The Chiefs traded Amir Smith-Marset on his birthday today.
Yep.
August 29th. So his happy birthday was you're going to Carolina. Hey, I mean, it's from one really good barbecue spot to another. Okay. And you get the ocean over there.
Well, I mean, for Amir, maybe he sees, hey, maybe on my birthday it's a new beginning. I'm gonna go over there and play with Bryce Young, and
well, that's the thing.
A little, but
that's not a bad team to go to for him. It's not. I mean, there's some opportunity.
Yeah. We'll see, man.
Let me check this poll, man. I ain't even looked at the poll. Right now, as it sits, if you guys have not voted in the poll, go ahead and do that. 109 people voted so far. What's the worst cut so far? Deneric Prince, Khalif Halsey, LaMichael Pirine. 43% think LaMichael Pirine, 40% Halsey, 17% Prince. I'm surprised Halsey's not winning this and winning a landslide, to be honest. But Pirine did put up a good preseason. Shout out to Yogi with the 5 gifted. We appreciate you, Yogi.
Yogi, appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for the support. Thanks for always supporting us. You're awesome. You guys throw some legendary, some catch-ups in the chat for Yogi. And if you get one of those memberships, make sure to thank him.
We're not the only channel here. If you guys follow Chief Concerns, no, Khaleesi stands forever. They wanted some Khalif too.
It doesn't make any sense. Steve, that man earned his spot.
Why is it that Chief's channel and then Chief Concerns, who ex-Chief player, Jason Dunn, shout out Jason Dunn. We were all kind of big on Hallisey, and everybody's like, why are y'all big on Hallisey? I don't know.
Why are we big on Hallisey? Because he was good.
Football players find football players. That's why.
I think that man earned his spot on this team and got absolutely hosed. I mean, I'm going to be straight with you. I think that's exactly what happened. But, I mean, there has to be reasoning behind it.
Hey, man.
Pono says Hallisey probably didn't prove it against legitimate opposition. The only way you could say that is if they put him in with the 1s or 2s and he didn't perform. But every time Khalif Hallisey was on the field, he performed. And not only did he do that, but it wasn't just about his performance during the preseason. It's just about him in general. It's his size, his length, his speed, his ability to tackle. George Karlaftis is a sexy beast. Brian Parrott, at least once per live stream, he likes to proclaim his love for
JDK.
George Karlaftis.
We traded Amir Smith-Marset to the Panthers, and all they're doing is swapping conditional 7th-round picks. So we're just taking a shot on we're going to have a better record and a worse pick than the Panthers, and we're just going to trade 7th-round conditional picks, which is going to probably be like pick number 260 for 270. It's going to be something really weird, but that's what they've done. So I'm gonna go over to old Nightbot, and we're gonna see if he'll pick a winner for us. Let's see what happens. Let's roll it.
And right now we're getting close to that 200 mark on likes. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, do that, and we'll be giving away another poster.
Right. Okay, we're gonna roll it. Here we go. Actually, let me give it one more second. I'll let you guys get hashtag poster in. We'll roll it at 4:30. I'll give you 4 more minutes to get it in. I just don't want to cut you off. See, Gary didn't even get this hashtag poster in, so I don't want to cut you guys off. So if you're just joining us, hashtag poster, and you guys can win a signed ACU poster. Still going through the cuts, still looking for you guys. It's still radio silence out here. The Panthers did release, though, Steve. The Panthers have released ex-Chief offensive tackle Cam Irving and ex-Chief defensive tackle Taylor Stallworth. And they also released Greg Maben corner, and the Panthers are now sitting at 53.
I don't see Cam Irving or Stallworth making their way back to KC, by the way, before anybody says that. But Cam Irving was one of those guys that I feel like he performed decently while he was here, but he got a lot of shade.
Yeah. Yeah, Cam Irving was pretty good. Stallworth was serviceable, I guess. I mean, he was a practice squad guy, right? Did he ever get to come up and play any? Maybe a couple snaps? I don't know.
Stallworth, he played, I think, a little bit, not much.
Yep. The Broncos are reporting that Jerry Jeudy will start the season on short-term IR due to the hamstring. So
that sucks for my fantasy team, but you know.
The fantasy team, not so good. Broncos, sorry about your luck.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Anything else popping up here?
Nothing else. The Chiefs are being hushed. I wonder if they're trying to make a trade or something, man.
Something seems off at the fact that they're not all completely released. I feel like they're dragging their feet.
Because we're still not hearing about Cochran. We've not heard about Bushman. We've not heard any word about the offensive lineman.
Here's an intriguing one. The Broncos are waiving Tyler Batty, running back.
Yep. They did that earlier. They announced that one. He was out of Missouri.
Yeah.
We kind of liked him, I think. I don't remember
not
how
bad.
much we liked him.
I'm sure you'll hear a lot of people starting to mention him, but definitely not somebody I see them going to get.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you see where who was it? Give me 2 seconds. Bucky Brooks put out his top 5 defensive tackles. Did you see that?
Oh, good Lord, no.
His top 5 defensive tackles in the league right now. Number 1, Chris Jones. Number 2, Aaron Donald. Number 3, Quentin Williams. 4, DeForest Buckner. 5, Daron Payne. So literally everybody's starting to get on that Chris Jones train, man.
Right.
Just increasing his stock, baby. Just increasing his stock.
You know what? We haven't heard about, okay, look, we're 30 minutes past trade deadline, and the Chiefs haven't made an official statement saying that they have cut or released Appalachian State center Anderson Hardy. Like, what is happening? Like, we'll cut Hallisey, but Hardy, we're going to keep the intrigue going on that one, guys. What is going on? Like, who's making these decisions out here today?
Maybe they're back there throwing darts. Like they got their pictures up on the wall and they're just kind of throwing it and seeing where it lands.
They're like, bro, we've just hit no pictures now for 30 straight minutes. So until somebody
Andy Reid and Brett Veach made a bet. They're like, I bet you $50 we can win the Super Bowl again if we just throw darts to make our roster. You think that's what's happening?
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Still scouring for stuff. Still not getting it.
You going to give this thing away? You going to give this poster away?
Let's give it away. Here we go. I'm
just if Nightbot does his job.
Let's see. I don't know if Nightbot announces it though. I might just have to say it. We'll see. Here we go.
Rigged.
I'm gonna roll it. You want me to share the screen?
No, dude, it's okay.
Okay, here we go.
Just joking.
Rolling it. Oh, daggone. Troy Anderson gets it. Troy Anderson. And just to make sure I'm not.
Oh, Nightbot did. Nightbot put it down there in the chat.
Oh, Troy Anderson has won the giveaway. So look at that. Nightbot picks, and now you can't say rigged.
We don't even have to do the Wheel of Death anymore.
No, Nightbot's now the new Wheel of Death.
Hey, well, check it out. Troy Anderson. Make sure to email us a shipping address to allchiefedup@gmail.com. Nightbot will tell you what that email address is in the chat. So make sure to write that down. Shoot us an email.
This Nightbot character.
And shoot us an email, and we'll get it sent out to you. We need your shipping address, sir. But congratulations.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if Nightbot will tell you exactly what it is, but if he don't, I'll throw it down.
Don't tell the email address.
Okay. Come on, Nightbot. Let's get it going. Either way, here's this. If you guys want to just send us your well wishes. 414 in here. We're 2 likes away from giving away another poster, by the way, guys. So
Nightbot's going to be back at work.
Nightbot will be picking somebody
Hey,
else.
hashtag poster if you guys want to be entered to win these.
Hashtag poster.
Every 50 likes, we're giving away a signed poster until this stream ends.
Right. If you hit hashtag rigged, Jack, you're automatically disqualified. Nightbot said so. I'm sorry, man. No, I'm joking. Oh, we've hit 200. Let's do another giveaway. Why not?
Might as well.
Here we go. Let's roll it. What do you got, Nightbot? Oh, it's a member. Nightbot's coming in with it. Here he comes. Trav Dav has won the giveaway. Trav Dav, baby.
Nice, Trav. My
Trav
man
gets one.
Shoot us an email. Shoot us an email with your shipping
Nightbot
address.
out here just doing the Lord's work. Hey, we're giving away another one at 250 likes. So you're only 40 likes away, and we got 412 people in here.
Right.
Keep clicking that like button, baby.
Hey, Eric, we know it's just ignorance at this point. Don't understand it.
Yeah, it's out of control. We're not understanding it, but let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Anthony Solis, did y'all get my email? I did. It's for the poster you want, I think. I'm pretty sure we got it. By the way, we had to order poster tubes so they wouldn't get smashed. They just come in from Amazon yesterday. So I'm going to go through, put all the posters in, print everything out. We'll try to get those out by the end of the week. We're like super swamped at the moment. As you can see, we're sitting on here doing this stuff in the middle of the day. But, yeah, we'll get them out to you as soon as we can, man.
I still see nothing. Like no news.
The Chiefs are not releasing anything. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, they're having some internal struggles.
The only news that I got is that Nate Taylor, Seth Kaiser, and Joshua Briscoe will now be doing a podcast for KCSN. So at this point, if you do some sort of Chiefs content on the internet, BJ Kissel's trying to pay you to be part of KCSN.
Except for us.
He knows better.
Right.
He's like, no.
So BJ, if you want us to do a guest podcast, go ahead and write us,
Get your checkbook out, son.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, everybody. So congrats. If you want to apply to do your own podcast there, you can go ahead and email them too. I'm sure they'll take it.
Julia says Nightbot listens to disco.
Kind of, probably. It feels like he does.
He might.
Tom says they cut both Prince and P. Ryan. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they sure did.
Looks like they're rolling with 3. And look, again, everybody, Clyde's going to get cut. They're not going to use Clyde. They kept Clyde as one of the 3. And I get it. Life's not fair. But I think everybody thinks that when we say Clyde's going to make the team and Clyde gets, he's going to get used, everybody acts like we're doing this to the universe. And it's like, no, we're not reporting on what we think we want the Chiefs to do. We're trying to report on what we think the Chiefs will do. And Andy and them love Clyde. I don't get it. Go take it up with them. Go to the game and fight Andy. Don't fight me. I ain't putting him on the roster.
man, I still can't believe they haven't released more of this. It's weird how it's just gone radio silence.
Yeah, it's went pretty much radio silence. The Chiefs have decided they may keep Anderson Hardy out of Appalachian State. I'm going to go through the roster really quick. Let me bring up the roster, and we'll see who all players we have not heard anything about thus far, because I'm kind of
just curious to see who's still hanging out.
Curious to see who we've not heard about. We've not heard anything about Felix Anudike. He's going to be on the roster.
Oh, of course.
We've not heard anything about Blake Bell, but all signs are pointing that Blake Bell's probably going to make the team since they've cut Kendall Blanton. Now, again, they could still surprise us, Steve. They could cut Blake Bell and keep Bushman and still just keep 3. But we're all thinking that they're going to keep 4. So that may be the way they go. Who else do we got? We have not heard about Nick Bolton. He's going to be on the team, obviously. DiCaprio Boodle. We've not heard nothing about DiCaprio Boodle. He's still out there. Echo Boyd-Doe has been waived. Shane Buechele has gone. Bush is gone. Matt Bushman, we're still waiting on. Butker, he's on the team. We've not heard about Caliendo or Jerome Carvin yet. Something tells me both of those guys should probably be on the practice squad, Steve, right?
I was thinking Carvin might be a practice squad guy. That's right. Kind of where my head was.
Caliendo has a real possibility of getting on the Chiefs roster if they take 10. And this is why I say it. He could beat out Kennard too, which would also just piss us off right here in the middle of the day. If he beats out Kennard.
Hey, but, if they go ahead and cut Kennard after cutting Khalif Hallisey, I'm going to question their sanity.
So Leo Chanel is going to be on the roster. Cole Christensen, he's already been cut. Keandre Coburn, no word, but he's probably going to make the roster. Jack Cochran, he's iffy. We now know they took Cam Jones. So will they take a 6th linebacker, or is Jack Cochran now off the team? We'll find out. Chamari Connor, we haven't heard. Presumably he's on the roster. Anthony Cook's out. Brian Cook is going to be on the team. Dan is on the team. Matt Dickerson is probably out. Jerry and Ely, Steve, he's probably gone. Big chance there. Probably about 99% he's gone.
Yeah.
Mike Edwards, I'd say he's still on the team. Claude, it's looking like he made it. Olakunle Fatukasi, the Rutgers linebacker.
Is he related to Oladokun?
I don't know.
How do you say it? Oladokin.
But yeah, he's probably out. Ty Fryfogel's probably gone. Gabbard is on the team. Isaiah Gathings, he's probably out. Willie Gay's on the team. Jason Godric will not make this squad, I don't think. Noah Gray's pretty much a lock. Jawan Green, the XFL guy, he's going to be cut. They're not taking 8. Sebastian Gutierrez is gone. Khalif Hallisey's gone. Anderson Hardy, we've not heard nothing about. Malik Herring, we've not heard nothing about. Phil Hoskins is out. Creed is good. Lamar Jackson, the corner, not the quarterback. We've not heard nothing there. He could be a dark horse pick. Maybe him and Boodle slide in, the 2 Nebraska guys, Steve. Who knows? Richie James, he's on. Cam Jones is confirmed. He's on. Chris Jones, we don't know if he's going to be, put on a certain list or not. We've not heard about Nick Jones. We've not heard about Truman Jones. Kanedo's out. Karloftis is on. Kelsey's obviously on. Kennard's still on the fence. Deron Lowe, cornerback, he's probably gone. God forbid Mahomes gets cut, so he's on. McDuffie's on. McKinnon's on. Sky Moore, Wanye's on. We've not heard about Niang. Derek Nottie, we've not heard about. Isaiah Norman's probably out. Oladokun is gone. Oladokin. Omenahue Pacheco, Pirine is out.
Oh.
Cornell Powell is probably out. Deneric Prince has already been cut. Justin Reed, Austin Ryder's already out. Nico, we've not heard about Nico, but I just
Did you say Justin Reed is out?
No, Justin Reed is on. Austin Ryder is out. Nico's probably gone, but they got to get him back in. Rasheed Rice is on. Justin Ross is on. Ty Scott's out. Danny Shelton's already been cut. Smith is on. Trey Smith is on. Amir Smith-Marset has been traded. Sneed's on. Taylor's on. Reese Taylor is gone. B.J. Thompson is probably on the team. Tooney and Tony is on the team. Townsend and Tranquil are on the team. MVS. And then that leaves us with Jalen Watson, Justin Watson, which they're both on. Chris Williams and Prince Tega Winogo, we don't know about. Josh Williams is on. Winchester's on. And Daniel Wise is out. So we're literally waiting on about 20 people.
Okay, now that Mike's talked about everyone that's ever played for the Chiefs in the history of football.
Shut up.
I do have a tweet that says at this point, BJ, Kissel, and KCSN might actually be trading for Chris Jones.
That's true.
That was a good one. But Cobra Kai Ty in the house. Been a member for 4 months now, baby. 4 months. We've been doing memberships for 4 months now. He says, "What's up, Chiefs fam? This is taking forever, and I was really hoping we would have a surprise extension for Chris Jones by the time deadline." Yeah, that's where we were at, Ty. We thought maybe, just maybe, but it's not looking that way.
Right. I don't know what's going on, man, but I will say this. Everybody is getting really antsy about it. Nobody knows what's happening. Oh, by the way, the podcast you referred to, Steve, with Briscoe, Kaiser, and Nate Taylor, that used to be called Times Ours, by the way, which
right.
I guess we took that over with Times Yours. Sorry about you guys' look. And they have now changed their podcast to Only Weird Games. Don't know what that is. Are they just going to talk about the weirdest games in history? Like what?
I don't know.
What they're doing. Casey Sports Network is just throwing a wrench into the system today. We don't know what's happening over there. They're hiring everyone. They're going at
like no one cares about the Chiefs news. Let's tell them what we're up to.
So Seth Kaiser, he usually does stuff with the RGR. Is he still going to do that, or is he just out?
I'm sure a lot of those guys, they get their hand in a little bit of everything, right? Like,
I guess
that's one thing. That's one thing that we won't do.
I mean, we'll appear on their shows, right? Like,
right, but we're not going to be working for 9 different networks, right? We're just going to do our own thing because that's what we do. But yeah. So are any of these cuts going to come in? Like, why are they sitting on them so hard right now?
I don't know, man. I feel like they're just
kind of weird that
they had
completely stopped.
You have to put that into the league by that amount,
right? So how's it not leaked?
Yeah, they're just not telling anybody.
Very odd. Very odd.
Oh man, Lewis is trying to get attacked by Brian Parrott. Like he's trying to have a physical fist fight in the chat.
What did he do?
He said, "Can we trade Karlaftis for an old water boy and a chewed gum?" Oh man, Brian Parrott's gonna throw down. Sorry guys, it's getting to the point where our chat's fighting each other now.
They're so bored waiting on these cuts. All right, so far, man, we had a poll up. What you guys thought was the craziest cut yet? I'm gonna go ahead and end it. 164 people voted on it. 46% said LaMichael Pirine, 38% Khalif Hallisey, and the rest went to Deneric Prince at 15%. But I honestly think that Hallisey's a crazier cut, in my opinion. Like Michael Pirine earned a spot, I agree. Khalif Hallisey earned a freaking spot, and he's also not a 3 years into the league journeyman type guy. He's a UDFA that has a huge ceiling, and I think he's going to get took off of waivers, dude. I don't think he's going to stick around for the practice squad.
It's tough.
I think he showed too much in the preseason.
Yep. King Chief says, I thought the 4 p.m. was the deadline. It was supposed to be the deadline. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., wherever you're at on the coast. Who knows? These guys, they had to have it into the
Apparently they think it's 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
Brett Veach is taking a nap.
Maybe Veach got word that he was allowed to go 4 p.m. Central time. Maybe he's like, hey, 4 p.m. Central, let's roll.
Sorry, guys. We had our times mixed up.
Yeah. We'll see, man.
Cornerback room, Lewis, cornerback room is deep with young talent. And Khalif Hallisey was part of that, in my opinion. So you got sorry, I'll bring the comment up here. I didn't even click it. So I think what Lewis is referring back to is the fact that we said that L'Jarius Sneed's probably gone after this season, right?
Yeah.
Because we have too much young talent at cornerback. We still do. But it is a head scratcher that they didn't keep Khalif Hallisey. Total head scratcher.
Right. Well, I mean, look, you've got Josh
Williams, Jalen Watson, Trent McDuffie. You got Nick Jones. You had Khalif Hallisey. Even Echo was decent.
So Echo and Reese Taylor's gone.
Just because, I mean, the fact that Khalif Hallisey just got cut off here should kind of answer that question for you. Because he definitely earned a spot on this roster. So apparently they didn't think they needed more.
Right. King Easy. Did Prince make the team? No. Nope. Prince got cut. He's gone. He's got to clear waivers. We're hoping he can clear waivers. Tom says Bushell getting placed on the practice squad if he clears waivers. Michelle's not played 4 years yet, has he? So he does have to go through waivers. Let me check.
Is he on his 4th year? He could be on his 4th year.
Well, you got to accrue 4 seasons.
All right. Hey, shout out Red Royce. We appreciate you.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2021 maybe?
Maybe.
I'm sure when Michelle was drafted.
I don't remember. But I do know we're at 224 likes. If we can get up to 250, we'll be giving away another signed poster. So,
yep. Okay, Michelle has 3 years of experience, so he does have to clear waivers.
Okay. I knew it was 3 or 4. I just wasn't for sure. I still can't believe this is not funneling in.
It's not funneling in at all. Yeah, we're at 225s.
Well, I'm stubborn, and we're going to be here until it does roll in. So they better get on the ball.
We're going to be here all freaking night if we have to.
Better get on the ball there, Mr. Veach.
Yeah, I'm still wondering. Okay, look, we can presume how many players are on the – look, like you're presuming that all the team is basically in stone. If you took 2 quarterbacks, if you took 3 – so we're basically waiting on to see if they're going to take 3 tight ends or 4 tight ends, 9 offensive linemen or 10 offensive linemen. And then you're just kind of making a look at what they're doing with the defensive line. It looks like to me that Cochran's out. You cannot take 6 linebackers. What's the point? Like, why do we need 6 linebackers?
I don't know.
Make sense. Andy never takes over 4 half the time.
I thought the 5th, what was I guess a 5th linebacker,
right? And Deion Bush is cut, so
I think that's
now we're taking 3
confusing
safeties.
To me. Like I honestly thought that I don't know if I would go P. Ryan being as important to have a 4th running back as it was to have Cam Jones as the 5th linebacker, but it's pretty close. But I still think Hallisey was a better value.
Right.
Especially with L'Jarius Sneed's knee being bum.
For sure. Jesse Knox says, hey, fellas, appreciate you guys, man. Much love and respect for what y'all are doing. Appreciate you, Jesse. Yeah,
shout out, Jesse. You're the man.
I mean, if we wasn't on here talking to you guys, we'd be talking to each other, you know, being like, what in the world's going on? So
it is.
We'll just bring you guys in and talk with you guys a little bit.
Right. And go ahead. Nope. It's all you, buddy.
Dez had just asked, we don't have the cap space for the practice squad. Where does that come from? It just comes from like cuts
car
and
wash.
Moves and yeah, at this point,
they're having a team car wash,
a bake sale or something.
He's going to put them all out there in bikinis and see if he can get, make some money.
I don't know. Maybe Generic Prince didn't agree with it. Maybe him and P. Ryan's like, look, we ain't doing it. And he's like, well, you're cut. I just find it hilarious they haven't given us any information about Anderson Hardy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, we thought for sure that would be somebody that we talked about making the squad. Let's see here. Still nothing.
No, everybody's getting antsy. Charles Goldman on Twitter is going crazy. He's
with good reason. I mean, we're 47 minutes past the deadline, and we just lost all communication on this stuff. I think there's more communication between Chris Jones and the Chiefs right now than there is between the Chiefs and the rest of the freaking world on who the 15 roster is.
I think so too, man.
But while we're waiting, and we are going to stick around till then, we'll give another update here in just a second. In case you're new in here, we'll update you on who actually has been cut and everything that's happened today. But if you're new to the channel, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We know there's a lot of Chiefs content out there. We know that, lives are busy and y'all, a lot of things going on. So just taking the time to hang out with us. And
there's a lot of Chiefs content, Steve.
Yeah.
And it seems to be they're all merging together. Sorry. I'm just going to say
you can finish.
All the Chiefs content's merging together. Besides us, they're not taking us with them. Apparently, we get too many things right on the 53-man roster predictions.
Well, I don't know about this week or
we
this
kind of
year.
screwed that one up.
I don't know about this year, Mike.
This year's looking wild, man.
We'll have to take a look at it when it's done and see what the percentage is.
Well, I would. What we do probably, I mean, so far, like we just not got the right amount at each spot. But I will say this: I don't know how many people is going to get the right amount at each spot. We've done some crazy. If anybody thought we were taking 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, and 5 or 6 linebackers at this point, I mean, you're a mind reader. Or you're just Brett Veach's wife. Like maybe she might have a podcast on KC Sports Network next week called Mrs. Veach. Who knows?
I would doubt it. I'm sure I guess they're going to make like 5 more YouTube channels and just pump out as much content as possible. But yeah, no, Mike, you're kind of right. Like a lot of them are just mainly it's KCSN just trying to become a conglomerate, right? Like they're just pulling out the checkbook and trying to get everybody in the world to be part of KCSN.
I think RGR is trying to like pull in some people this year. Ryan had said something about having some guests on. I'm kind of curious who he pulls in for.
Guests are different than just like snagging people up to be part of your network.
Well, remember last year they brought in Jason Dunn for his own like show. I don't know if he's still going to do that again this year. But I think Dan Harms has left. Well, no, he's
still on there. He's on.
Oh
there.
Yeah, he's actually doing some kind of a
fantasy football.
Kind of a fantasy football thing with somebody else. I don't know. It's fun to watch. We'll see. Surprised Cole's not buying up a bunch of stuff with his conglomerate money he's got going. All that coffee money he can afford. He's about to take Folgers out.
Cole's going to take 1 month of YouTube earnings and just buy KCSN outright.
Yeah, he's already putting Folgers out. They're out of business. Guys, we got a lot of stuff still happening, and they just will not announce it. So sorry that it kind of tailed out, and we're not bringing you any info, but there's nothing to report.
But we're going to give it to you as soon as we get it.
Right. We're trying. Everybody's raging right now. Like, nobody gets it.
Digging deep, not finding nothing.
Are the Chiefs holding out? Are they trying to sneak something by us? Are they hoping that by not telling us that they're going to sneak in the Chiefs have traded Chris Jones for a 3rd-round pick, and they've also cut Anderson Hardy?
That is what not that something stupid like that, but do you have a feeling like with the way that they're just literally holding this so close to their chest, like is there something going on? Like is Chris Jones going to get announced that we extended him? Is there going to be another trade announced? Like why are they holding this so close to their chest right now?
Right. Edwin says, why did they keep Cam Jones? He did nothing. Cam Jones looked pretty good.
Looked decent. Teamer. I think other people earned their spot maybe a little more than Cam Jones. But
in the last game against the Browns, he had a couple good special team stops. I honestly believe, if you remember, they signed him as a UDFA out of Indiana, and they paid him a lot of money up front. And we even said, we were like, hey, he may make the squad. Like, even looking at it that far away, that's why he was always a dark horse for me. I just couldn't pull the trigger on doing it once it was there because I was like, look, if they take more than 4, they're stopping at 5, that's for sure. And I didn't even really want to take 5, and we ultimately didn't. But we were like, if they take 5, I feel like Cochran probably has a better shot than Cam Jones, right? Like, he was here last year, won a Super Bowl. They didn't feel that way. But look, Cam Jones, by the way, Steve, is a middle linebacker. Are they looking to say, hey, maybe we don't get Nick Bolton signed next year, and Cam Jones is a young lad. Let's bring him in. We got Drew Tranquil, may replace Willie Gay. Let's bring him in. This is kind of creepy. It's kind of scary thoughts. You can let your mind wander a little bit what they're planning because Brett Veach is a wild card.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. Do you think that means Willie Gay's out of here?
Kind of, man. It could be. I mean,
Nick Bolton's going nowhere. Like Nick Bolton's one of those untouchable guys. Like if they decide to move on from Nick Bolton, dude, I'm telling you, like it's just there are certain things you just can't do, and that's one of them. Yeah. Dave says Raiders fans are claiming Farrell is lazy for what it's worth. Raiders fans couldn't evaluate their ass from a hole in the ground, so I'm not too worried about what they had to say.
Yeah, these guys every year look at their team and then they say they're going to beat us. So let's keep that into perspective.
Think about that for a second. They think they're good. Yeah.
Right, Ozark. Raiders fans are idiots. Thank you, Ozark. Ozark said it. Yeah, Brian says Veach ain't going to pay Willie. Dude, if they won't pay Chris Jones, if they won't pay like these guys, I don't see why they pay Willie, who's been kind of an unproven.
Right. He's like, you have to live up to his full potential. Edwin says, Khalif Hallisey, do you think he might come back to us? I hope the Bengals don't get him or the Bills.
That's one of the 2 teams.
This is the reason why you don't let people like Khalif Hallisey go to the waiver wire. Absolute miss by this management team. Like just,
I think so too. Steve may have a cry tonight. You may have a
I'm not,
cry.
but I'll tell you who's going to be. Everybody's going to be having a cry when this guy's giving us fits on one of these rival teams.
That's true.
So, I mean, that's just ignorant, in my opinion. Like, if you have somebody with that kind of ability, Mike, you've called him the poor man's Sauce Gardner.
He is.
Like, he's got all that potential,
Right.
and you're just going to let it go somewhere else?
Right. Well, Rico says I come up with some of the scariest scenarios.
Mike does come up with some crazy
scenario,
stuff, though.
This wild mind. What if Khalif Halsey gets picked up by the frickin' Bengals, and by the end of the year, he's killing it out there? And then we got to beat the Bengals for a playoff spot or something. Come on. This all goes full circle here. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. Hey, this brain, it's like a 24/7 horror movie in here. You don't want to be in here. I see too much info to process in a day's time. It's got to get out somehow.
Man, I still think something's got to be brewing up here. I don't see any other reason why this wouldn't have been released yet. Unless there was something. I feel like they have a 53-man roster, but I feel like there's something going on to where it's like you can't release that yet because this has got to get done first. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like something's going on. Like, obviously the NFL knows what's going on, but no one else does. They're holding this one close, man. No sources have leaked anything.
They're not either. I'm still scrolling. There's nothing here. We got some news with the Bears.
Travis Gibson.
If anybody cares, Travis Gibson and Kendall Vildor, the corner, they were both drafted in 2020.
So defensive end and a corner. Yeah, both cut.
Travis Gibson, I would take a look at Travis Gibson. I don't think, I mean, I don't know, but I would take a look at him. I'm sure that the Chiefs have a file on him.
I would just like to show you guys this. This is a little bit of a meme here that Daniel Harms has just released. And it pretty much sums up what the Chiefs do to their fan base all the time. And here, I'll just let you see it. Why can't you just be normal? And this is the Chiefs releasing their 53-man roster. They can't be normal like everybody else in the NFL and just release it. Right. No. Nay, they say.
It, man.
Nay. We must make it absolutely ridiculous and over dramatic.
We're now an hour over the daggone limit.
Right.
All of our people.
Andy Reid's already ate 2 burgers from Five Guys.
Right. Half of our audience has got off because it's time to go eat dinner. They've been here with us since lunch break. And we still haven't been able to get the last 20 people in here. Like, let's go. Like, I would like dinner. Heck, I would like lunch. I didn't even have that. Steve's having a Subway sandwich and calling me on the phone.
Right now? No, but I did earlier, though.
But you did earlier. I'd like to have a Subway sandwich. A nice sandwich.
A nice Subway sandwich. Let's see what we got going on with the likes, Mike. If we hit the...
We're at 243.
Oh, yep. 7 more likes, and we're giving away another poster. So make sure that if you want one of those posters, to put hashtag poster in the chat if you haven't already. That way you can win one of those bad boys. And if you haven't hit the like button, hit it now because 7 more and we're giving away said poster. So please go do that. Also, like I was saying earlier, if you guys are watching, if you're subscribed, if you're a regular, whatever, I just want to say thanks for you guys taking time out of your day to consume our content. Me and Mike put a lot of work into it, and we appreciate you guys that support us, whether it be monetarily or you're just hitting the like button, just watching the content. That any way that you do it, we appreciate you. But yeah, if you want to support, you can super chat, super thanks. You can buy merchandise, merch.allchiefedup.com. We have shirts, hoodies, everything, hats, tumblers, whatever you want over there. So you can do that as well. But appreciate you guys. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, don't be a slap nuts and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 20K before the end of this coming season. And I think we're going to make it, Mike, but it's going to be a tough grind. It's going to be a grind because the season comes back in and here comes everybody releasing content. It kind of muddies the waters, right?
And you got the big ones, the big conglomerates, and they just keep pushing it and pushing it. They're fighting each other, but it's squeezing the small guys. It squeezes us in the YouTube algorithms. So you guys hit that sub button, hit that bell, and be sure to just watch us, comment, like, share it with your friends. Just support the small guys here. That's all we ask. Support the small guys because, believe it or not, we get a lot more right than the big guys half the time. It's going to be fun to see. Steve, let's look at this. You made a point of this one. The Patriots are waiving Cunningham and Zappy. Mac Jones is the only QB in New England.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
No telling what they're up to.
What, dude? When Tom Brady left, did Belichick lose his mind? Like, did he just go mad?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't throw in. Somebody put up Arrowhead Live put up a tweet. It's a meme with Brett Veach, and it's just a quote that says "F them rules." Brett Veach. We don't have to have it in by a certain time. We're going to make you wait.
Yeah, I mean,
for real though, they are taking their sweet time.
I mean, it could be. We could have it.
So far, I would say the only big surprises to me is cutting Hallisey, cutting LaMichael P. Ryan, and Prince. Not just one, but both. That's pretty surprising. And then Cam Jones making the roster. That's probably the biggest surprises so far, wouldn't you say? Other than that, I don't think anybody saw us trading for Neil Farrell earlier today. But we did know that they were interested in him since the draft of last year. So not a huge surprise to us or you if you've been watching All Chiefed Up. There it is.
What?
Go up.
Oh, was it Veach?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just trying to find some.
Is there
info.
a reason why you're sharing your screen?
I was just trying to find some info for you guys, but check this out. Okay, I did find this. Sorry, I was just, Brett Veach. Thought you guys might want to see that one. Players released or waived. They have announced that they have waived Ty Freifogel, Cornell Powell, Tyler Scott, and Jawan Green. They're officially waived. As of everybody else, nothing.
Well, yeah, but see, we all knew that because we all already knew who the 7 were they were keeping.
Right, and so that's
the Kansas City Chiefs 36
official.
seconds ago released a tweet that says we have reached the NFL mandated 53-player roster. Let's see. Let's take a look. You ready? I'm going to read this off to you guys. Released: Kendall Blanton, Deion Bush, Austin Ryder, Danny Shelton. Waived: DiCaprio Boodle, Echo Boydo, Shane Buechele, Matt Bushman. So Matt Bushman's out. Cole Christensen, Anthony Cook, Jarian Ely, Ty Freifogel, Isaiah Gathings. Godric, the tackle, is been released. Jawan Green, Sebastian Gutierrez, Khalif Hallisey, Anderson Hardy, Phil Hoskins, Lamar Jackson, Truman Jones, Joshua Kando. They waived Darian Kennard. What in the living hell is going on with this team right now?
Today?
Deron Lowe, Isaiah Norman, Chris Hydukin, LaMichael P. Ryan, Cornell Powell, Deneric Prince, Ty Scott, Reese Taylor, Chris Williams, and Danny Wise. They also waived the injured Jerome Carvin. I can't even say that guy's name.
Fatakasi.
Yeah, the linebacker from Rutgers. And Nico Remigio. They traded Amir Smith-Marset to the Panthers. Chris Jones went on the did not report list, and they've traded for Farrell. So let's go take a look at this. So you mean to tell me they literally kept Caliendo over Kennard and Lucas Niang?
That's ridiculous. Lucas Niang shouldn't have made the roster, but they chose to take two. They chose to take 2 tackles. They took both swing tackles. So when Kennard figured out that he couldn't do the tackle job and he kicked in the guard, they decided against it. They took the 2 swing tackles and they took Caliendo. But the reason they did Caliendo, I think, Steve, is because Caliendo also played center. And with what's his name with a shoulder injury right now, I think that maybe
the fact that Darren Kennard showed how good he could be at guard, and they have Tooney's contract coming up, which they're not going to extend,
right.
And you have Trey Smith, who you have to re-sign. I feel like that's a miss too. That's just as bad as Khalif Hallisey being off this team,
right?
If not worse.
On the bright side, Boodle's gone. I mean, if that's a thing,
why is Lucas Niang still on this roster?
They will not get rid of Lucas Niang. I don't know what it is, but they think Lucas Niang's God's gift to the tackle position.
Absolutely.
Maybe he's gonna. Maybe they're gonna trade. Maybe they'll try to trade him now or something.
For what? A bag of Skittles?
Right. The difference between cut and waived. If you cut a player, they can immediately sign with somebody else. If they're waived, it's because they don't have four years of experience. So that means they got to pass waivers. So if you're waived, that means you got to pass waivers. That's all that means. So you have Truman and all them, Cook and Ely and all them. They haven't played 4 years accrued seasons. They got to clear waivers. That's it.
So can we get a good look at this actual roster here? I'm looking to see if they have it posted. That way I can read you the actual roster. But no, they don't have it updated.
No, they're probably kind of ashamed.
They made some odd moves. So here's my thing. If they didn't take 4 tight ends, Mike, and they only took 2 quarterbacks, where did all these extra people come in at? We know Cam Jones was one.
2 extra. They took Cochran.
Oh, wow. Why? 6
They've
linebackers.
taken 6 linebackers. Look, does that mean the Chiefs are going to try to pull out some crazy defenses this year? Like some insane defenses or something? Like, are they... Like, you didn't just keep 2 guys and knock off talented players just to put a special teams together. You didn't do that.
Right.
100% you didn't do it.
I mean, Mike, I'll tell you what. Like, overall, I'm just going to trust with what they go with here, right? We have to. But, yeah, this is one I was going to point out. I think that by far the worst cut is Darian Kennard. Waiving Darian Kennard was the worst decision, in my opinion. And right after that, I would go with Khalif. I think that was a cornerback that you should have kept on this roster. Then, of course, LaMichael Pirine, Nord and Eric Prince. That's odd to me that they're going to roll with 3 running backs. So that's what I was trying to account for, man. They're only running with 3 running backs this year, and they went with 4 last year.
One's injury prone.
Right. And they went with a fullback last year. They didn't have them this year. They went with 4 tight ends last year. They only went with 3. They only added 1 spot to the wide receiver room, and they added 2 to the linebacker room. Where did the rest of these people go?
Well, presumably they didn't even take 6 corners, did they?
No, they cut everybody.
You cut DiCaprio. You cut Echo Boyd-Doe. Okay.
And Khalif.
They cut Khalif Hallisey. They cut Deron Lowe. They cut Isaiah Norman. They cut Reese Taylor. Who does that leave? Off the top of my head, that leaves your starting 5, or you're starting 4, and then the 5th, which was Nick Jones. So they're going to take 5.
Very, very questionable here, and not to mention Omeni, who didn't have to be on the 53-man roster, and neither did Chris Jones.
Right, so they freed up 2 extra spaces,
and Danny Shelton got cut, which is odd. So I'm not saying it's odd that he got cut. We had him getting cut, but with the extra spaces,
look, I'm not understand. Okay, nobody. Yeah, Brent says he's not concerned Nick Jones made the roster. He's not surprised. I'm not surprised Nick Jones made the roster, but I'm surprised we only took 5. Especially with Snead still nursing a knee that he's not even played a snap in the preseason or practice, but like
from what you got to see of Nick Jones in training camp and
Who's also battling a hand injury.
Right. Did you think that he was more effective than Khalif?
I'm confused. I'm a little confused
they cut
by some of the
last year's 5th round pick, Darian Kennard. What a terrible decision. I think he was definitely somebody that you should have been relying on to take one of those guard spots.
Right. Dez says, does Chris Jones' cap hit come off the salary cap until he reports? I think something happens with that. Like it starts getting prorated now because he'll start missing games. And I think that even when he comes back, they have to apply for a reinstatement and he still has to sit out 2 more weeks. So Chris Jones now cannot play till at least week 3. At least. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I could be completely wrong. I'll do more research on it, but from
I don't know anything about that.
I'm pretty sure he may not be able to play till week 3. So he's essentially dug his heels in on a holdout. That makes no sense. Who's look? But I'm not even saying Veach is correct here because Veach feels like they've lost their mind too. Did the whole Chris Jones thing cause everybody to go mental?
I think
What's happened?
I think so, man. To me, the craziest thing to me, definitely taking Lucas Yang Caliendo over Kennard.
Right. Brian says he feels to Wanye, but Wanye was doing the swing tackle job, and that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, they kicked Kennard into guard, and I think Kennard's going to be a successful guard in this league.
But they did now take 3 swing tackles. They took Wanye, Lucas Niang, and Prince Tega. 3
Why
swing
so many tackles? Do they not have that much confidence in Donovan Smith being able to play the whole season?
The guy they paid $80 million for? They don't have confidence in the $80 million guy and the great
$80 million right tackle.
Yeah,
this has been a very, very confusing offseason.
It's been a very weird offseason with Brett Veach.
It has.
I mean, I'm not going to question him. I'm sure these are great. Andy will find a way to get a winner on the field. To me, though, if you're a team trying to rebuild and you're trying to look at talent, cutting Kennard when he kicks inside the guard makes no sense after giving up multiple picks to trade up and get him in the 5th.
Right.
And then Khalif Hallisey being such a steal from the UDFA market and just dropping him. And then even Deneric Prince. At this point, I'd rather him took P. Reiner Prince and just kicked Cochran to the curb. Cochran don't have much value besides of his
right.
Besides his special teams prowess.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Yeah, Ozark says 6 linebackers could be a possibility for a trade. Who knows?
Yeah, that's weird. They might be looking to shop Willie Gay. Let's just put that out there. Jerome, the wide receivers are exactly what we all thought they were going to be. It's Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, Richie James, Justin Watson, and Justin Ross. Did I miss one?
Not for sure. It's the usual suspects.
I think I hit them all.
Everybody thought they were going to hit.
Yeah, I think I hit them all.
Yeah, okay, so Yogi says they can keep him out an additional 2 weeks once he reports. They don't have to. But check it. If he comes in and in week 1, he holds out and the Chiefs were to say lose, and the offense looks horrible. And then week 2, he holds out and the Chiefs win and the defense starts looking a little better. And then week 3, he reports. He's already lost 2 games. Why wouldn't they go ahead and just extend it out to 4 weeks and just say, screw you, we're going to take 4 weeks of your payout for doing this to us, and we'll just figure it out. Chris Jones is playing a stupid game here, and I don't understand it, and I don't like it, and the Katz brothers are horrible agents. I'm going to go on record right now and say the Katz brothers are horrible agents.
Yeah, they're not doing him any favors.
I've not seen anything they've done to do anything good. He should fire them immediately. They suck. Matter of fact, if you guys can get this to them, I want the Katz brothers to come on this podcast so we can talk to them and see what their strategy is here, because their strategy just sounds like they're doing this.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they're not listening to nothing or taking any advice. Like, Chris Jones is screwing himself. He's screwing himself with Chiefs Kingdom. He's screwing himself with his own paycheck. He's doing himself a disservice. And this is one of the first negative things I've ever said about Chris Jones this entire holdout. And he's found a way to screw it up, and he's doing it right in front of us.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. That's just silly to me. As far as the 53-man roster goes, yeah, there's a couple surprises, a couple of things that I think were slap nut moves. But overall, Veach and Andy Reid, you can't argue with them. Right. You just can't. They've made the right decision so far, so you got to trust with what they go with. Might not like it. Might be a tough pill to swallow.
Right.
And you know, it's just, it's mind-boggling when you look at certain things. Like, I think the most mind-boggling being Kennard, because I thought for sure that was some sort of a backup plan for Joe Thuney not being able to be re-signed, and Trey Smith, if something were to fall through with getting him wrapped up too. Now you're just Allegretti. You think Allegretti's a long-term play? Because I
shoulder injury. So it's what's him and Caliendo?
Yeah,
right?
Which is strange.
I said Caliendo was a dark horse to make the team. I've said that.
I'd say so.
But I don't understand it over Kennard, except for the fact Caliendo was playing some center the other day. So maybe they see him as being able to move up and down.
He could snap the ball.
Well, maybe Allegretti may have to hit the IR. Maybe that shoulder's worse, so they needed Caliendo. So maybe once Allegretti, boom, they put him to IR. Maybe this now frees up. You can bring Kennard back up if he clears waivers or something. I don't know. I'm presuming all these guys are not. These guys are going to clear waivers. Probably 95% of them.
I don't think the two that we're worried about will.
Khalif and Kennard, probably two of the highest possibilities to not clear waivers. Let's put it that way.
I'd almost bet neither of them do. That's the reason why I was saying keep them on the 53, because those are players you don't want to lose. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, we will. I mean, it is what it is. We'll end up breaking this roster down a little bit more and talking about it.
For sure.
We'll have a full podcast on it probably tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're going to probably jump off here. You guys have stuck with us for this podcast. Get it ready for tomorrow. We're going to have some dinner, hang out. We've been doing this for 3 hours now, but we appreciate everybody who came. Everybody that want a poster, be sure and hit us up, allchieftsup@gmail.com. And thanks for subscribing, hitting that bell. Steve, you got anything left for them?
Nope. See you guys later.
There goes a sight from my soul.